Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix General 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good, so let's get back to the GitHub and let's see what we should look into. Let's see. Separate logic and client and particular. Okay. Client and particular. Good. I think this one we can merge now, right? It is replicated in generals. Yeah. Was there any hold up on this one? Replicated to general. Some files and lines don't exist in the general side. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. What? Okay. Whatever. Proof. Maybe we should call this Linux compiler warnings. Fix Linux compiler warnings. Loop index. This is about signed, unsigned, right? This here. Signed, unsigned mismatch. Fix loop. Loop index, signed, unsigned mismatch, compiler warnings. Fix loop index, signed, unsigned mismatch. Maybe we say fix compiler warnings for loop index signed, unsigned mismatch. Fix compiler warnings. For signed, unsigned mismatch of loop indices. Fix compiler warnings for signed, unsigned mismatch of loop indices. Fix compiler warnings for signed, unsigned mismatch of loop indices. Yeah, this is how I would describe it. Then we need to take this and then we put it here. Fix compiler warnings for signed, unsigned mismatch of loop indices. Is it really indices or loop? Maybe for signed, unsigned. Yeah, it's very okay. Okay. Good. Then the next change is let's search for approved. This one here. Yeah, I think it looks good. Okay. Proof. Fix dangling pointers. Fix use after free. Fix use after free and here. Heap use after free. Fix heap use after free in here. Say in here. And dangling pointers in Window. Dangling pointers. Fix heap use after free in this function and dangling pointers. Okay. Fix heap use after free and this function and dangling pointers to game window in window transitions. Okay. All right. Good. What's next? Do I have any older approved ones? No. Nothing approved here. This one here is approved, but only because Omniblade has approved. I had some comments in it. Fix alt tabbing crash. Was this ready to be merged? Let me look at this change once more. So we removed that, okay. We added some debugs here, okay. Yeah, the logs could have been separated, right? In a separate change. They're not strictly necessary for this fix. How many are there? Just in this file? And here as well. Hold on, so the fix is only the removal of this. That's it. I would say we split that off, right? Yeah, let's make a separate change for that. It's a bit extra work, but I think it's fine. So what we do is we create a new branch. What is it called? Reset device logging. Rename. And then we cherry pick this one. Here. This. And then we simply take this, these two. We unstage these. We simply take these. And we say add additional logging for calls to reset device. Add additional logging for calls to that. Add additional logging for calls to that. Yeah. And here we reset this one. Then we go to the alt tab crash fix. And we do here, revert this commit, revert, and then we say here, revert loggings. We can also rebase this on the latest. Then we say here, so this change is now much simpler. Here we say updates. I removed the logging from this change and will add that with a separate change. I removed the logging from this change because it is not directly, because it is not related to the fix, and I'll add that with a separate change instead. We'll add that logging it's not necessary for the fix, and I will add that logging with a separate change instead. Okay, then we go here to this one. Good. Here, that's, we say here split off of that. And we already have a comment here. This change adds additional logging to all device reset calls. Is that the correct function name? Let me verify. Yeah. Labels debug minor. Yeah. Okay. Good. What's the next? This one here. I think there were some more comments added. Might want to. Okay. Might want to. It's not asserted here. Let me see. Where is this called from? Is this a public function or is this a private function? It's a protected function. Okay, I see. Okay, so. It's not necessary this is not needed because allocate slot storage is protected function and called in get slot, which already tests, which already asserts and tests exactly that. Yeah. Yeah. So all of this is not necessary. Also, instead of adding 4 times the same comment, he could have just added here, just said this comment and then 4 times in this change or so. Yeah. Because, I mean, it's kind of clear to me that, yeah, it's not just this one place, there are multiple ones. Oof. Good. From my side, this is ready to merge, but maybe I wait a few more minutes. Okay, let me see this one here. Right. Okay, so here they had some comments, and my offer was to say, let me go to this change here. What is this? Barracks redacted. What? Redacted. Why does it say redacted? I need a GIF here with microscope. Stupid GIFs. Good. Generates. So my offer was to say that here we can add some additional information. Here. Use these macros are meant to be used in CSC and safe related code. They're meant to be used in CSC, right? That code that needs to be touched for important reasons, while still maintaining retail game compatibility, while still aiming to maintain retail game compatibility. These macros are meant to be used in CSC and say related in X, and say in X for in these macros are meant to be used in CSC and let's say safe load CSC and safe load related code that needs to be changed. Needs to be. We're still aiming to maintain retail game compatibility. Developing a deviation of logic that isn't even compiled in. Well, it's just disabled. It's the code is there, but it's just disabled. And what's the problem? Like other PRs that introduce deviants from VC6, I think the retail and compatible changes should be held back. I think I don't know how to explain this. Thing is, I mean, he's right, it needs to be held back, but some stuff cannot be held back because important things rely on this, right? This sets precedence that it's fine to merge any retail breaking changes behind similar macros, does it not? Retail breaking. Retail breaking changes are intended to be kept to a minimum until retail game compatibility is broken. Until this project breaks the retail game compatibility. Note. Retail breaking changes retail breaking changes let's say retail compatibility is not yet meant to be broken. Is not meant to be broken before this project officially does. It's not meant to be broken. If a change touches aspects that would break compatibility, then these need to be hidden. These need to be compiled out. It's not meant to be broken before this project officially does. Use that and that to move breaking changes to guard breaking changes. Breaking changes retail compatibility is not meant to be broken before, let's say, must not be broken. Retail compatibility must not be broken before this project officially does. Use retail that and that to guard breaking changes. Yeah, I don't know if that comment helps much, but now it's there. Okay, let me also add it here. Actually, close this here. Actually, we could move this file to core, right? Add comments to game defines. Add additional comments. I think what we can do is we take this game defines defines.h. Visual Studio Code. I think we can include it here. Yeah. Then we remove it here. And here. And then we move it. Move it from code, game engine, include, game defines. We move it to core, game engine, include comment here. Go to generals. Game engine include common. Good. Let's see if that compiles. Let's say move game defines .h to core. Okay, now we can resolve this. Then I guess you can merge this guy. Okay. Okay. complete. Good, so this is compiled. Then that means we can push that. Edit a small note, edit to game defines.h. Game defines.h. Move to core. Good. Then we can merge the alt tubbing crash once that has built. And clip cursor. This adds cursor clipping to window mode. This keeps the cursor within the bounds of the game. How about we do that? Clip cursor. Clip cursor when game. Clip cursor. Say default. Clip cursor when game. Clip cursor when game runs. Clip cursor. Clip cursor when playing observing. No clip cursor when in menus, pausing. Then command line arguments. Cursor. Clip. Cursor. No clip. Clip cursor. I don't know, why is it called clip cursor? Confines in a rectangle. Why is this called clip? What does clipping mean? Clip meaning cut, cut off, cut out, cutting, trim, cut off the edge. Maybe do a clip cursor 0, 1. So by default, it clips the cursor when you play or you observe a match, right? So you use your mouse to scroll around, basically. And when you're in the menu, then there is no clipping. You can move your mouse out of the game, right, freely. Or when the game is paused as well, you can also move out. Yeah. And then you can have command line arguments, clip cursor, 0, 0, say default behavior, command line argument. Clip cursor 0 equals no clip, 1 always clip. Yeah. No clip, always clip, except when window is inactive. Does it make sense that when you're in the pause or in the pause or in the clip, always clip. Let's think about this default behavior. Is it good? So certainly when you play actively, there's no discussion. When you play, you don't want to leave the window, right? There's no I can't think of any unless you're just testing something and you just want to click fast in and out, right? But for just focusing on players would always 99% of the time they don't want the mouse accidentally leave the window confinement by clicking somewhere outside the window, right? So the cursor should be clipped inside the window. Yeah. Okay. When you're in the menu, when you have the game paused, then it's reasonable to expect that maybe the cursor can move out. But what if you're in full screen? You're in full screen. Do you want really? I would actually say when you're I would say when you're in full screen mode, then the cursor is always clipped, even in the menus. But when you use windowed mode, then the cursor can leave. Then the cursor can leave. I would say that is reasonable. Default behavior. Clip cursor when playing, observing. Clip cursor when playing, observing. Let's make a separate category. So windowed mode, full screen. Full screen. And then in full screen we say clip cursor always. Always say clip cursor always, except when window is inactive. Say no clip cursor when window is inactive. And here we say, how about we say that? Clip cursor. So that would be the difference to that. Let's make this in bold. No clip. No clip cursor. Always clip cursor except when Windows is inactive. Yeah. Ah, Jesus. Okay, let's think about this. So, windowed mode. First, full screen. All noobs start with full screen. When you play in full screen, so full screen, the clip cursor only has relevance when you have more than one monitor, right? By default, in the original game, if you launch a full screen on one monitor, you can actually leave the window. Yeah, and then when you click outside, then the game minimizes. Yeah. So that is probably not desirable. All right, so we say when in full screen, we clip the cursor when playing, observing. We clip the cursor when a menu is pausing. No clip cursor when window is inactive. Command line arguments. Clip cursor 0, 1, 0, no clip cursor, 1, always clip cursor, except when window is inactive. Why? Let's say 2, 1. So this is pretty straightforward. This is clear. When playing, we do not we do not want to accidentally click outside the game and hide and minimize or unfocus the game window. Set the game window. We do not want to accidentally click outside the game window and minimize or unfocus it. Then we have 2, 3. In windowed mode, we expect the user wants more freedom to. We expect the user wants more freedom to leave to cursor off the game window. So the cursor can move freely when not playing or observing. Three, in full screen, modes, we expect the user wants wants to stay more wants to stay more in the game, and wants to stay more in the game and not wander off to the desktop. Clip cursor is only relevant for 2+ monitor setups. Clicking outside the game may minimize the game, which clicking outside the game may minimize the clicking outside the game will minimize the window, which can take a few seconds and may be undesirable. The user can use other ways to minimize the game. Yeah. Remarks. Default behavior. Not mode. Full screen mode. Yeah. I think for full screen mode, this absolutely makes sense, this default behavior. Always have it clipped unless the window is inactive. That's the most straightforward. For window mode, it is, this one is a point to debate, right? You could say, okay, maybe it shouldn't be like this, but if you don't want this, then you can always start with clip cursor 1, right? So if you want it always clipped, then just use this and then it overrides this default behavior. But I think this behavior makes no sense for window mode. No, I don't think so. This makes more sense for window mode, yeah. Maybe we can add another option here. Clip cursor 0, 1, 2. Clip cursor clip. No clip. No clip cursor when in menus pausing. Inactive. Yeah, then we have, yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that works. Now, this one here is, debatable, but I mean, if you think that windowed mode should behave the same as full screen, then we can still change this default, right? Yeah, but I think it makes sense that that the cursor simply goes out of the game, because you're in the menu. You can't be very accurate with your clickings, right? They click the buttons, and if you wander out, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And I think this is a good example why I think it's never a good idea to just jump at implementations. Right? So here, the implementation was clip cursor in windowed mode without any considerations. Like it doesn't clip cursor in full screen, which is a mistake. It doesn't. Well, it will unclip here when the game window is inactive, so that's good. But yeah, it's missing functionality. It's not considerate about the menu, and it doesn't have any way to configure this in a command line or anywhere, right? So you cannot use no clip, or you cannot use clip everywhere, or just in menus, right? So the implementation is lacking a lot, and I think it makes sense to first step back, just think about the design of the implementation. Think about how should this feature work. What makes a user happy? Always start with the user. What does the user want? What does the user need? What would make sense? And then go from there. Never just jump at the implementation. Yeah. Yeah. So certainly this is how I would implement it. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Good. We have put that thought down. Good. So the alt tabbing crash is ready to be merged. Yeah, we even got some upvotes here. That's good. Okay. Let me check it once more that really nothing is wrong here. Yeah, it looks good. Good. Then fix alt tabbing crash. Confirm squash and merge. There we go. Delete. Okay. Is there anything else that we have approved and can merge? Oops. Approved. There is, so yeah, this one I already talked about. Before we merge this, I think it would make sense to merge the headless PR, this one here. I think I will do this next session. Yeah, let's do it next session. What's the time? 1 hour 16, yeah. Good. Do we want, or do we want to do it now? Let me see. Headless SH here, this one. Jesus Christ. Okay, then we do pull these, yeah. Okay, so can also delete this one and this one. Okay, so the headless PR. So we want to do this thing here, right? Git bash. So, oof. Oof, oof, oof. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. The problem is this branch is all over the place because he always uses merge. He never uses rebase. And that just makes this branch a total mess. Where does this branch begin? Oh boy. Oh boy. maybe this. I assume it starts here, right? Maybe. Ah. Why does he make his change, his branch so complicated? Oh, okay, I think it starts here. Yeah. Yeah. Let me take this and put it here. Then we take this. And then we put that here. Paste. And then we take this guy and we put it here, and I'm not sure if that will be all correct. Okay, it didn't complain. But this file is huge. It's 15.1 megabyte. I have my doubts. I think what breaks this shit. What breaks this shit is the all these merge, these ones here. Yeah, this breaks this shit. Shit. I think the merge. The merge main commits make this really hard to replicate to generals with that method. It might be easier to just replicate these 36 files by hand. Oof. Oh, fuck. Why is there no unview all button? So it's, yeah. So what you could do is you could go to through all files and just manually copy this over. Which would probably take half an hour or so to do. Yeah. Would probably take half an hour. I think we shouldn't use merge main. We shouldn't use merge into branches. We should always rebase them so that they have a clean history. It makes it easier to manage and look at, especially when they take more time to finalize. Yeah, I think we need to. I think we need to manually replicate this. Yeah, it would probably take half an hour or so. Not a big deal. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But I won't do this now then. I will do it next session. Yeah. I will do it by hand tomorrow. No. Good. Is there anything else? The time is 1:27. I think we're good to go. Let me see here the clip cursor. Update the launcher. Oof, got a lot of community outpost spam here. Let me get rid of that. Good. Then, yeah, I will take a break here. I hope you enjoyed. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time, goodbye.